So I used to think that changing my life meant changing everything at one time. And what I am realizing in this season of my life that changing means actually getting to the root, the core of some of the issues that I've been dealing with, and that in turn means regulating my nervous system. If you've been watching any of my videos, you know that I've mentioned regulating my nervous system and living in survival mode for a while. And today I wanted to just come on here and talk about some of those things that I'm doing to regulate my nervous system. Hi, my name is Brittany, and welcome to my channel. This is another episode of Late Bloomer Diaries, and I wanted to discuss things that I'm doing to currently regulate my nervous system. So, the first thing that I've been doing is, like I said, I had to realize that I was living in survival mode, even though the current situation or circumstances I'm in does not showcase that. My nervous system, for some reason, like doesn't really understand that. I will say it could be because I just recently moved into my new place and I'm trying to make some changes outside of what my typical day to day looks like. So, yeah, I feel like my body is always in fight mode. And whenever I try to, relax or, ease up, slow down, my body is like, hey, what are you doing? So I'm learning to actually recognize how those things show up for me. The next thing I do is learning to create rituals. And I say rituals and not routines because with routines, even though it's consistently doing things from day to day, I say ritual because for me, I have to romanticize the activity or um, just make the setting a little bit different. So, for instance, if I am eating or I'm going to eat dinner, instead of, rushing and or even standing up and eating. I do that sometimes because it's always like a hurry to get to whatever the next thing is. So instead of doing that, I like to sit down. I like to take my time when I'm actually getting ready to do that. Or let's say, for instance, I'm getting ready to journal. I love candles, so I started lighting, a candle just to kind of set the tone and set the mood for when I'm journaling. Um, I feel like that helps tell my body that like I'm safe, like it's okay, like it's okay to relax. So yeah, that's one thing I'm doing. The other thing I am learning to do, which I just learned about at the middle of maybe last year, is habit stacking. Um, with habit stacking, I kind of wish I knew about it a long time ago, or maybe I kind of did a little bit of habit stacking. Um, because I mentioned this before, I'm a very like all or nothing person, and I want to try to do and get as many things done at one time. Then, like, just, I don't know. If I can't do one thing, then it's like, okay, everything's messed up. So, for me to kind of fit like the majority of some things in my schedule, I'll kind of layer those activities. So, like for instance, in the mornings, like when I get up, I will start making my coffee or my tea. But while I'm in the process of doing that, I'll be brushing my teeth or something at the same time. Um, I just feel like, well, it helps me keep with the routine, but yeah, I can get a lot done when I'm stacking my habits. Um, it helps, definitely helps with consistency. Um, and then once I get into a groove of doing whatever, two or three things, then I'll add on another task. So, um, yeah, I feel like even if it takes like a quick 5 minutes to get those things done, it's better than like, a wasted 2 hours on one thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah. Uh, the next thing I do to help regulate my nervous system is journaling. And I have always been someone that journals. I love notebooks, journals, planners, all that jazz. But um, yeah, I've always been better at writing down my thoughts, feelings, and emotions um, when I journal, as opposed to speaking or like saying out loud like how I feel or my thoughts. And so, yeah, journaling has always been a tool for me. These past couple years, I haven't really journaled as much as I used to, but yeah, now I'm really starting to pick back up the habit, and it's kind of exciting because, like I said, I love collecting like journals and notebooks and stuff, and so that's like another added bonus. Collecting cute notebooks, and I'm actually in the process of trying to create my own. So yeah, it's fun. Um, yeah. All right. So the next one is prayer. I, how do I say this? I grew up a Christian. I am a Christian. And I honestly have not been doing the things that I need to be doing, and just point blank, period. I do talk to God a lot, but I will say that it's more so like in my head or through writing than it is like an actual, like, get on your knees, pray. And the other thing too is like I realize like I don't really, I'll say I don't thank him enough, and I need to how do I put this? Instead of always coming or going to him when out of like desperation or in need of help, like I need to do better at just every day, no matter what the circumstances is, always going and talking to God. It's very hard to learn how to surrender, being like a kind of like not really controlling, but having a, yeah, just being I hate saying I'm a controlling person because I'm not, but it's hard to deal with situations that are out of your control. And being a person that I always like, even if it's not my problem, it's somebody else's problem, I always want to fix the problem. So I'm learning in this season that like I can't fix everything. Um, and in situations where whether I can or I can't, like I just always need to talk to God about what's going on. So that has also been super helpful to me. Uh, Number six, recently, this one is a little nerve wracking, but it's talking to you, you out there in the world. This is kind of like, I guess, weird because you can say that it's disrupting my nervous system because it's a very new, um, this is all new to me. Being on camera, being vulnerable, expressing myself, and like I said, talking it out when I feel like I do better at writing. But I realize that just doing this the past 8 days has also been super helpful for me to um, get out how I'm feeling. I know I don't get any feedback from anybody, but like I said, with as somebody who is better at writing, it's good to practice talking about my feelings and emotions and stuff. So, yeah, this one's a little weird for me. um, yeah, I feel like sometimes I censor myself a lot when I'm talking to other people, and here, since I'm filming kind of like in the comforts of my home, um, I don't have. It's weird because I'm like I don't have to worry about being judged, even though I'm placing this video on the internet for the world to see. But in the moment, I don't feel judged. I feel like I can just say what I need to say, and then I'll just press send or upload it, and then it is what it is. But yeah, this has kind of been a new tool to help me kind of work through my emotions and how I'm feeling. Um, let's see. Yeah. All right, I'm gonna end the video there just because I feel like I'm always gonna like just ramble. Like as the video progresses, I feel like I start like after I say what I have to say, and then I get awkward about ending the video. So okay, so if you are out there and you feel like you're overwhelmed or you just keep starting over, you don't know what's going on, you're doing the work, but nothing's working. Maybe you're like me and you just need to regulate yourself. So I just thought about regulators. I'm sleepy. Anyways, um, at this season, at this point in my life, I am just kind of pushing out the societal norms and rules and regulations that I feel that get pushed on us, have been pushed on us, and I want to kind of do things on my own terms. So I've always been this person, and I just kind of I'm a little jaded from the world, and I just want to get back to myself. So this is what it is. I thank you for being here today with me, and hopefully, I will see you in the next one. Also, like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right. Have a good night or day, whatever you're doing. Have a good one. Bye.